Well, your comments to the big stories particularly, and one that has been a while in the making, got people talking, and that's the news that the FCT High Court has found late Osinachi's husband guilty of culpable homicide and has sentenced him to death by hanging. And for a lot of people, that was a closure they were looking forward to, really, after the sad death of the gospel singer Osinachi. And this, again, has been long drawn since 2022, 8th of April 2022. She was a popular Nigerian gospel musician, and she achieved popularity through that song, Ekweme. But now the court has given a ruling on the husband, sentencing him to death by hanging. And you see the first user, Lily Ally, saying that it took 3 years to get justice done. And well, that's what they say about the wheel of justice. Yes, it grinds slowly, but the hope and the projection, it will surely grind. So that's the first user. It took 3 years to get this closure. Guys.
I think let's read from Dave. Dave says, in Nigeria, one thing is to decree death penalty. Another is to sign and execute it. No governor likes signing that stuff. That's coming from the handle Dave. Caller.
Yeah, well, why does justice not feel any better? That's my question this morning. But this one is from Raymond, who says, death by hanging for culpable homicide. It's, well, this man might stay in prison for life, or they wait till when them go hang him. Well, I was trying to say he may be in incarceration for a long time, waiting for that verdict to be carried out, and it may not come. That's Raymond this morning.
Okay, let's move on to other videos as well. Some things we've been seeing online. Maybe we'll get to the one that has to do with Two-Face Idibia's former wife. We can say that. I think I understand their divorce. So this was at the Headies where separated, I should say. This was at the Headies where she referred to herself as Annie. I think she wanted to say Idibia, and then she
wanted to say Macaulay.
No, she wanted to say Idibia, and then she now said Macaulay.
No, she wanted to say Macaulay, and then she made a mistake and said Idibia. Let's listen to it.
Oh, okay. She wanted to say Macaulay. Yeah, you're correct, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Farouk Oreagba, and I have the pleasure of presenting with the stunningly beautiful, gorgeous
Annie Macaulay.
Right, now we've got...
So there you go. It was well, a charming night, actually, for both of them, the behind the scenes and all. For a lot of people, it was good to see Annie happy, looking well. I think that was a major takeaway. And some said she did it deliberately, you know. It's showbiz, guys. Get used to these things. But the bigger picture is to see her doing well. I think at the end of the day, Nigerians wish both of them the very best. But let's talk about this video that has been making rounds, showing members of the NYSC queuing up for food. I think this is usually what you see if you've ever been to the camp. And this is a common place, this is a common sight, having to queue for food. But this queue is quite long. There you go, very long queue. So there's a debate. Is this part of the service? Is this part of the training, in quote, or this can be better, really? It just has you know, it has a funny feel seeing graduates queuing that long for what some describe as pap and akara, which is good meal, I should say. But we should find ways to make this process better. We don't have to keep them standing on the queue for this long. Is that part of the training, really? Take a look at what Olubayo Akindele has to say. Saying social media is doing more harm than good. This has always been the system. We queue in an orderly manner to get food in camp. Everything should not be cruise. And then you see Osage Iyoa saying, what's the outrage about this for? It's a normal thing in all NYSC camps. My only concern is that they should have broken the lines into like 5 to save time. So I think that's the big picture. How can we make this better? Bukola?
Well, it's an all too familiar scene. I wonder if there's any copper that didn't queue for food while they were serving, particularly during the orientation camp. So everyone who has served has had cause, you know, to queue, either to, you know, begin your registration as you enter camp, or to queue to get your meal. So this is not an unfamiliar scene. But let's see what some of, you know, Nigerians are saying. We've taken that. Okay, Jeffrey.
Okay, I think let's move from there to, we're talking about queue. A queue is a normal thing in Nigeria. You queue for jam, you queue for everything, you queue literally everywhere. Maybe it's a ritual, a rite of passage in that sense, I wouldn't know. But let's talk about the, some good news that came to a police officer who, I understand, he got promoted to a DSP, Deputy Superintendent of Police in Plateau State, and his excitement. Let's just watch this. So I'm not sure exactly what it is, but what I mean is he's being promoted. It sounds like First is a great guy. It feels like for that level of celebration for him to be promoted, and that level of celebration comes across, I think it feels like a great guy. As well as, I don't know whether those are inmates or people in custody of the police who are also celebrating him.
Well, it looks more like those would be the staff of the police station where that event occurred. Perhaps it's testament to, you know, the work of this newly promoted officer, and for them it's a thing of joy to have someone in a position of authority. I'm hoping that that is what the video is telling us.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a quick break now. When we come back, we'll get to the very first conversation for the day. It's a potpourri of everything that has to do with security and the economy. We're having security in Benue, we're having security in Plateau, parts of the north. You also have the abductions that are happening in Oron, Calabar waterway that we spoke about the other day. Those people are still in custody of those kidnappers. So everywhere you turn, there is one level of insecurity or the other across the country. But it can get better if we do the right things. That's why we want to talk about it today on the program. Join us again.